Speaking of winning, we go to our man to bring out their fighters. Here's Jeff.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final bout of the undercard is sponsored by Tranquility. It's in the featherweight division and scheduled for three-minute rounds. Your first fighter, fighting out of the Allure Properties blue corner. He weighed in at 145.2 pounds. He has an amateur record of 4 wins with no losses. He represents Striker Fight Center out of Kennesaw, Georgia. This is Quinntin Milton.
So 28-year-old Quinntin Milton, first out of the Striker Fight Center in Kennesaw, Georgia. Works with Jerry Tina, Frank Maraska, and Stephen Broman, among others, there at Striker Fight Center. And comes in with a 4-0 record. And they'll take on Casey Daniel, who is 1-0. Now, Milton to get to 4-0, wins over Pedro Nunes. That was, however, quite a while ago. That was in 2014. He's 28 years old, and he fought in 2014. So he got an early start. Also in 2014, had a win over Michael Mooney. Both of those were TKO victories, second round and first round respectively. And then has a win over Daniel Casey. Is taking on Daniel Casey now in this bout. Casey, the 26-year-old, we'll talk about him in 1 second. But man, how about that layoff? What do you think about being out of the game for that long?
Well, the way I always say, if you have under 10 fights, you could take a layoff.
Yeah, tell you what, we'll come back to that. Here is Jeff.
And his opponent, fighting out of the Knoxville Mortgage Brokers red corner. He weighed in at 146.4 pounds. He has a record of 1 win with no losses. He represents a Gogi Combatives right out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is Casey Daniel.
So here's Casey Daniel from the Gogi Combatives camp, the 26-year-old, obviously working with a lot of those guys that we've mentioned quite a bit. He's a white belt. Amateur boxer, 26-4 in amateur boxing. 8 years of wrestling experience, so brings an awful lot to the table and a lot of accomplished guys. His one victory in his amateur MMA career was over Cade Gregory. That was earlier this year in May. A first-round TKO victory in just a minute 18. So this young man, Casey Daniel, is pretty accomplished. What do you think, guys, think of the matchup?
Well, I thought Quinntin was the one with more experience, but after reading his stats and everything, Casey Daniel is the one with the tremendous experience with all those boxing matches, all that wrestling. So this match isn't lopsided at all. In fact, I would lean towards Casey with all that experience.
Take a look at the tail of the tape. Milton, who you see is actually on the right. Milton is 2 years younger than, actually just to flip-flop the photo. So Milton is 2 years older than Casey Daniel. Also, Daniel 2 inches taller. It's about 145, a featherweight bout. Daniel and Milton both making weight. And then the experience advantage in amateur MMA does go to Milton, but to your point, in terms of cage time in different fight sports, and that might go to Casey Daniel.
Yeah, boxing, wrestling at an amateur level, that's still amateur fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Casey Daniel is in the cage. Caleb Miller will be our referee. Quinntin Milton in the orange trunks, Casey Daniel in the black trunks. This featherweight bout at 145 presented by Tranquility. Three-minute rounds here at Aries Fight Series 1. Yeah. And we are underway and on the attack.
Oh, big. Came out big.
Casey Daniel.
Oh, they're coming out firing.
Quinntin covering that distance.
They both want this. Let's get it.
There's
Look out,
no
Caleb
kill
Miller.
out. Looks like he slipped.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Goodness,
They're swinging for the fences. This is a fight, ladies and gentlemen. They want it.
It's hard for us to even keep up with this.
Forget the feeling out process, man. No way.
They say, let's get it.
Oh, he's going for that headlock throw. Quinntin doing a good job of keeping his level low. Are we going to see
yeah.
some of that boxing out of Casey Daniels?
Both guys
Nice
really
high kick. Uh-oh.
Daniel was like, where did that go? He looked up to the sky.
Casey Daniel with a little bit of swag. I like
Casey
it.
said, get it out of here.
Oh,
nice.
Ate a right.
Quinntin with some big shots of his own. Quinntin not falling for the bait.
Nice exchanges.
Both
Keep it
guys got their
patient.
hands a little low.
Ooh,
Casey
nice,
looks
nice.
comfortable.
Stiff left from Daniel.
Casey in good position right now. His head's in the good position.
yeah.
He's got the underhooks, and he's using that knee
Yep.
against the cage to split it. Really pinning him apart, pinning him down. Quinton's got to look for that underhook, not the overhook, and circle out.
Fantastic. Very good. And as we mentioned earlier, Casey's wrestling background, 8 years of wrestling. He's showing great dominance with his grappling right now.
They're both strikers too, so I fancy that Casey's going to be a little bit more comfortable on top with his wrestling experience.
Oh, yeah.
And the striking, I mean, that
The
goes
striking,
to the boxing as well.
I mean, he came right out the gate. You seen it.
Yeah.
So now a little top time here for Casey Daniel.
I think we got two strikers on the ground right now, so it's a little bit slower. We're not seeing as many big shots. We're just seeing more of the hold and the position right now.
Yeah, he definitely wants to dominate a certain position where he can get some ground and pound work going.
Doing a good job of using that
Staying
head.
tight, staying very tight and technical.
Quinton looking to get back to guard.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to try to get to his other hip and then put his foot on the hip to get some space and use that cage to climb. Or even start getting on that hip. It's a little tough for deep half
No,
with
if
that
he wants
cage.
to, he can shrimp out. Nope, there he goes.
Oh, set it big
nice,
right hand.
Nice right hand.
With the return. That was good. You got to watch out when you pop up. Someone's going to punch.
Daniel looks like he's okay, but man, ate that right from
Excellent.
Milton.
Excellent.
Now Quinton leading the pace now.
Final seconds looking for a flurry to maybe influence the
yeah.
judges.
Oh, yeah. We have a fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was a tough one to call.
Very tough first round.
Yes.
I give it to Casey with the takedown and the control.
Yeah.
Flurries looked pretty give and take back and forth. Let's see it here. You can see, watch, Quinton's going to pop up, and you're going to see a big right hook. Caught him slipping. Good dodge by Casey. Feeling each other out, reclaiming their range now.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Casey advancing. Good fight. Let's see the drop off. You could see Casey's got his elbows on his knees. That means you're tired. A conditioning coach always told me, look across the cage. If they are sitting down with their elbows on their knees, that means they're tired.
Great observation.
I think that's Greg Hopkins in there, his guy from Agogi.
Take it with you through your career, young man.
Oh, most definitely. You know, I know as soon as I see that, I'm like, oh yeah, I done snuffed you out.
Yeah, it gives you that
you're
juice.
tired. It gives you that motivation juice.
Hand on the hips means you're a little less tired, but you're tired.
All right, Caleb Miller, referee, gets us ready for round number 2. 3 3-minute rounds in this featherweight bout at 145.
I'm really enjoying this bout.
These two are very impressive. Like, look at that. Cutting angles.
And they're also letting it all hang out, too.
Exactly.
Both
There's
of them.
nothing but fluid motion.
Both of them put together, man. Those legs, those are running back. Quads from both of these guys.
These two are here to fight.
And they understand MMA. They're both put their position and
Look at
head
that.
in the right position.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Milton's
Quinton
corner
showing
like that.
he's got some wrestling of his own.
His corner approved of that.
I think we're just seeing a little bit of a drop-off in the cardio with Casey. And that's why we're seeing a different round.
Oh, yeah.
Quinton doing a good job of just kind of keeping that control. They're both kind of playing the same game they each had. More of a control, less of a posture, ground and pound.
And might I say, they're both some big featherweights too at that.
Position,
Very well put together.
Position before submission. Is that
Yeah,
is that
absolutely.
fair? Because fans are going to want to see, hey, go for it. But sometimes you got to play the position game.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to give up something you worked so hard for and end up in a worse position.
Milton now raining down, a little bit of ground and pound. Back on top after briefly getting to a vertical base.
Doing a good job of smothering him now. That's going to keep, he's going to close the space so Casey can't get any submission attempts off. I always say when you're on top, it's like you're a bad astronaut. You hate space. Bottom's a different story.
Caleb Miller, referee, looking in.
Even right now, Casey could have shrimped out, sweeped out. There we go. Now he's up.
Good pop up.
Took a knee on the way up.
Yep. Milton's gone after it on those exits.
Ooh, some big shots. He lost his balance there.
Ooh.
Hands down for both guys.
Casey now taking the fight in his favor.
Going back to the boxing background a little bit.
Yeah. No quitting either of these guys. They're both just fighting.
I mean, the striking, the grappling, it's phenomenal.
And they're tired too.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hard pace they both set.
Think it might have been their drilling it up.
A little bit.
Final seconds of round number 2. We're going to go to a third and final round here in Chattanooga.
Oh, good big head kick by Quinntin.
Oh, right there in the cup.
That one popped.
Yeah, he ate it though.
Yeah, accidental. Let's see here.
Still hurts.
Yeah.
Still could have been ruled a blow.
Ooh, look at that front up kick.
Oh, yeah.
Quinntin goes. And good return by Casey. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice work.
these
Even
two,
snuck in that
Look
body.
at that. These two came to bang. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
here's that. He had that boxing look. He's changing levels and ducking the head and covering up.
Doing a very excellent job.
So how would you score this fight so far? Round apiece?
Round apiece?
Yeah, most definitely around a piece.
It did pretty forward.
Yeah.
I think round 1 was closer.
Yeah.
So Tom, we'll give you a fighter apiece. You tell me what do you want to see from Casey Daniel here in this third round?
I want to see a Casey Daniels. I want to see a takedown. I want to see him throw a 1-2. I would go jab because I like to lead off of that jab for a double if I'm right-handed. Whatever punch you throw, that knee should hit first. So if you're throwing your left, you shoot your left. If you're throwing your right,
definitely agree. You know,
switch to the right.
Mix it up on the stand-up a bit. You know, try to get the inside. Because I mean, Quinntin alone himself is a great striker. So I say work that takedown.
So Samaj, what do you want to see from Quinntin here in this third round?
I most definitely want to see him a bit more forward. I can see that he's kind of pedaling off his back foot due to the fact that they're both great quality strikers. As you can see that lead kick right there.
Yeah, you're
Still
right.
utilizes his combinations.
Casey being the one who's pushing a little bit more forward.
Oh, yeah. She's still cut angles around him.
Both guys keeping their hands down, too, especially Quinntin.
Oh, yeah.
Slipped.
Oh, big slip off that front kick. That's what happens when you throw some of these fancy kicks. You lift the leg up, you're on one.
Oh, yeah.
So that opportunity presented to Daniel. See what he can do with it.
Daniel doing a good job of pinning, putting his head in the right place.
Using that pressure.
And he's making his right shoulder kind of be in the middle. So it kind of makes not one side to favor towards.
So you can switch it up at any time, Casey. Goes from punches. See that shoulder right there, too? You might want to try to get at that single leg again.
Yeah.
As he did earlier in the round.
Oh, what a trip.
Because you don't want something like that to happen, but great recovery by Casey.
Excellent, these two. Like, this has to be one of the best performances I've seen yet on the card.
Yeah. And now Casey's gonna play it smart, just kind of hold the position, eat up some clock.
Oh, yeah, definitely you got some time.
Quinn's digging those toes in the cage. He already had those slapped off by Caleb Miller once.
Well, you could go flat. You
Right.
could. You just can't grab.
Yeah, he was digging those earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He needs to climb up and hip him over.
Knees to the
He's got to
body.
use that cage right
Knees
now.
to the body.
And he's in position. He's got to climb that
Oh, yeah.
cage and roll him back over. Yep,
There we
like
go.
that.
Nice.
He
Right
must
on
have
cue.
heard me. Sorry, Casey.
Just amazing work from Milton and Daniels here. This is incredible.
Yeah, Quinntin, I think, is going to have to
Not
get
body.
busy now. If he could stay busy for this minute,
Oh,
he
yeah.
could steal this round.
For sure.
And the fight, if he does.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
it looks
yes,
like it could
yes.
very well be in the balance.
Yeah, this last 40 seconds
Yep.
is going to –
You can just hold it right here, keep it tight.
I think we're going to need to see a flurry because
Oh, yeah. we most
Casey
definitely
was
need to see some work
yeah,
after
because
that.
Casey seemed to have been
You know,
winning the first 2
You don't want to
minutes.
just lay and pray. You want
Yeah.
a for sure legitimate, win here.
Yeah, it's
Especially
so
coming out
up
of
in the air.
3 rounds. Oh yeah, this is a tough fight.
So Daniel trying to hang on here. Not sure if there's a sub option kind of late in the fight.
No, he should posture up and get his hips higher,
There we
create
go.
downward
There we
pressure.
go.
Waiting with
See,
the
this
final
is-
There's
word.
our wish
This
with
is
the ground
what
and
we
pound.
need.
This was exactly what he needs.
Yep. Strong finish for Quinntin Milton. And there it is.
I think that was what was needed to win that round. It was a very, very close round.
Incredible fight. You
Yeah.
guys, like, really.
Technical. It was
Here, let's see
technical.
this.
It
Oh,
was
yes.
physical.
Yes. It was a very well-rounded
So
fight.
Casey
very
doing
well.
a good job of keeping that head in the jawbone, good pressure, and now Quinntin whips this up,
Look at
back
that.
trip,
Inside.
and Casey
inside
uses
good
that
trip.
momentum and doesn't fall for it. Well done, Casey.
Oh yeah,
You too,
ladies
Quinntin.
and gentlemen, this was a fight. Like, I enjoyed it. This was a fight.
You know what else? These guys are 145 pounds. They look a lot bigger than that.
I
Hey,
know.
Like I said,
Yeah.
man, they're pretty well stacked.
Yeah.
Oh, are we gonna get a puke?
We just might.
Did you put the bucket under him?
And he was the one you pointed out that he had the the elbows on the legs, yeah. So he might have been feeling it for a while.
He was definitely, when he was fresher, I think he was the better fighter.
Yeah.
And it was still close, so that's a bold statement for even me to say.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But you did see a drop off after the first round. I think his volume tired him out a little bit.
So it looks like one of these two fighters is going to take their first L in their amateur career, and then you got to see how those guys handle that. Everybody sort of handles that different. I mean, all
ready.
your fights should be learning experiences.
Get ready for the eyes and boo. So.
TJ Dillashaw told me this after I lost an Ultimate Fighter, he said, and I was bummed. He said, don't beat yourself up too much. That's what the internet's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. They'll
Yeah.
clown you harder than you can clown yourself. So, they're going to come with it.
It stings.
Or you can just stay off of there. And not
Right,
pay
for a
attention
while.
to- Yeah, that's right. All right, we've gone the distance. Go to the judges' scorecards to announce our winner. We go back to the cage. Here's our ring announcer, Jeff Hobbs.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is going to a judge's scorecard. Judge Watson scored this bout 29-28. Judge Stewart 30-27. And Daniel Zimba 29-28. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Quinntin Milton.
I got to give the judges credit. This was a hard fight to score.
Oh, yes.
I would have edged it towards Quinntin. If